Here's a name I can say from the Eradicator.
Hello and welcome to this channel. This is the Eradicator and hope everybody is doing fine today. We had another episode of Inside Star Citizen. I'm glad that we're having those Fridays back with those Inside Star Citizen so that we can have a little look about what's going on with Star Citizen and the development of the game. 3.9, even 4.0. Let's talk about it. But today was a little bit of a special episode because, well, we've been talking a little bit about what's going on inside Cloud Imperium. They've been showing us some of the more corporate stuff and some of the processes that we don't really get to see. It's one of those episodes that personally is not my favorite, but at the same time, I can understand why we are being shown this, and I can even appreciate why we are being shown this. But before that, before we talk about it, guys, I wanted to issue a quick apology for yesterday's video. Yesterday's video was a little bit crazy. I've had it's been pretty hard. That's why I haven't been doing any streaming on Twitch, because it's a lottery. Every time I turn on Star Citizen, it's a lottery. Sometimes I'm having a good time and I can play, mostly focusing on the 890 jump mission. Sometimes it's just unbearable and it doesn't matter. I was thinking, oh, if I delete the user folder, it's gonna... No, it's not even if I delete the user folder or not. So yesterday was one of those days, and I thought I've been very negative about my experience with the game lately, and I didn't feel like having another rant video. I didn't want to make another video where I would complain, so I decided to make this crazy video just to laugh about it a little bit, just to let the pressure go. I know some of you guys did not really appreciate it. I can understand, and rest assured this is not the direction towards which the channel is going, so I wanted to say that. But all right, let's move on. Let's talk about the latest inside Star Citizen, and first we are going to talk about the producers here, which is, I'm actually quite glad. At first I was like, it's going to be another of those corporate videos, a little bit like the ones we saw a while back when we were talking about the QA, and basically we didn't learn anything because they just, well, QA is testing things, right? And we're like, yeah, that's what they do. I think that they learned a little bit from some of the complaints that they got from that episode. And if you remember, this is one of those rare Inside Star Citizen that had more dislikes than likes. So they definitely learned a couple of things from those. And I thought that this one, despite its looks, despite the shell, actually did have some interesting content, and we're going to talk about it here. So first we're going to talk about producers, which is what the first segment of this Inside Star Citizen is all about. And gotta say, I said it before in this video, this is really not the type of content that I'm looking for when there is an Inside Star Citizen. However, I was able to appreciate the nature for a simple reason that I've seen a lot of those producers' job, and especially when you go to www.cloudimperiumgames.com, which is their corporate website, you have Rubber Space Industries on the one side and cloudimperiumgames.com on the other side. This is where you can see their job opening, and sometimes I'm like, yeah, let's see if they have anything related to community management, maybe, or something like that. Could be the next Jared. Never know, right? After all, Jared was one of us, right? So I'm always looking if there's something interesting, either in Germany or maybe not in the UK, just in Germany, just in case, right? But I see a lot of those producers' jobs, and I'm like, what the heck is a producer, right? And I never really had any clue. I was trying to look at those job descriptions here, but not really sure about what it was. So that's why I was glad that we had this episode. This is not something that they've touched before. This is not something that they talked about before. And finally, we got a clear idea about what they do, about how they are managing teams, how they are making sure everybody is going towards the right direction, how they are reporting to top managers. Very interesting to see that from my understanding, it seems like every team has its own producer. I didn't see. I could be wrong, guys, but it didn't seem like that producers were managing several teams. So they said that they had over 60 different teams. So I hope that it's not 60 different managers. My buddy DG360 talked about it in this video as well. I really hope that we're not talking about 60 producers out of 500 employees, because that would say that more than one employee out of 10 is a producer. That would be a lot of producers, so could be wrong here, but still, at least we had a little outlook about what this job is about and what it did, and I thought that it was nice to have to give a spotlight to those people that we don't really see. We don't really see them, in Star Citizen Live or the other segments. So I thought it was good. All right, next, finally, we had I think that was the very first segment. I don't remember any segments in recent times about Orison, or at least about Crusaders. I think that was pretty cool. Finally, we got to talk about Crusader as well. Now, spoiler alert, guys, for those of you who are still with us and watching this video, they are not going to show us actual development. They're not showing us actual content. We're just talking about art here. It's a little segment about the art of the NPCs that we are going to find at Orison, but at least, yeah, we could see the different pictures and different artworks, and it's building a little bit of the hype that I have personally for Crusader. Now, what I find interesting about this segment is that it really showcases also all the hard work that I would say designers have to go through. We can talk about Jeremy Ali here, who is going to be our focus of this segment, who is explaining to us all the hardship that he's going through, how difficult it is to please Chris, who is known for being a hard to please boss. So not a surprise here, and it's interesting because we're going to see also maybe a glimpse. So what they're showing us is by far not what we are going to have in the end product, but perhaps we're going to see some directions here, showing off some of the early concepts for the engineers and workers at Orison, which is where they're building all those Crusaders industry ships that we don't have in the game yet. So really hope that they're going to come for Star Citizen Alpha 4.0, because we're supposed to have originally the C2 Hercules. C2 Hercules is not gonna make it in the game, so it's kind of sad. But still showing us all the different people, the different workers that are working there, because it is going to be a vibrant city. But it's not just a factory cloud city; it's also a touristic destination, which is praised for how exotic and beautiful it is, which is why they're also going to have tour guides. So we get to see what Chris likes, what Chris dislikes, starting with those bomber styling, which I thought, I was digging this. I was really liking this, but then, yeah, when Chris was saying that he really wants to have some more of a high-tech approach, I was like, yeah, this is maybe more for Drake and less for Crusader. So we went all the way completely the opposite. It was showing us those sleek, nice, leather-looking suits, at the same time looking kind of in the 50s, a little bit less modern, steampunk, lots of different approaches that we're having here. For Orison, and I thought that was interesting to see, that out of, when we see a final product in the end, those NPCs that we see when we walk around places like ArcCorp or Lorville, we see the final result, but it's actually a ton of hours before, lots of try and errors, until finally Chris, who is the man who says yes or no in the end, finally gives a yes. So we got to learn here, thanks to Jeremiah Lee, that it is not an easy job to be a concept artist, and that you gotta be strong, because you're gonna have your boss saying no to you plenty of times. And I thought it was also nice to have a light shed on this as well. So yeah, that's it for this episode of Star Citizen. I thought, of course I was a little bit disappointed that again we didn't have any update on the actual progress of Star Citizen Alpha 3.9 or even 4.0 for that matter. But we've had a lot of those already, especially regarding prisons, which I'm afraid is going to be the main focus of Star Citizen Alpha 3.9. I hope that we can also get to see a little bit more of the moons. Last time we just saw some JPEGs that we can see on the roadmap as well. I hope that we're going to see how those moons actually look like. I really hope that we're going to see also more of the interior of New Babbage. Of course, we see them a lot during SeasonCon, but I want to know how is the development going on. I want to know what about the shops there. I want to see Eddie Parr. So there's a lot of it that we can still that we still need to see when it comes to Star Citizen Alpha 3.9. But at the same time, there's also a lot of time as well until it is released. So tell me what you guys thought about this Inside Star Citizen episode. I thought it was interesting. Not my cup of tea, but didn't dislike it either. But I want to know what's your opinion. Also, guys, last chance for the giveaways. Tomorrow is when we'll be announcing the winner. I'm giving away an Aurora Legionnaire LTI game package with Squadron 42 for our YouTube subscribers, and for Patreon subscribers, I'm also giving away an Ursa rover. So go check it out. Yeah, I hope I'll be seeing you guys for more videos really soon. This is the Eradicator. Thank you so much for watching. I'm signing out.